Hello, I'm EnterElysium and welcome to Aurora 4X, the incredibly frustrating fantastic space strategy game. We have a Gallacite problem. Building engines requires Gallacite. We're building a lot of engines, so we need Gallacite. Luckily, the transport ship that we went to go scavenge some Gallacite from destroyed colonies that we invaded, whatever, is coming back with like 43,000 Gallacite, and it's actually going to be there pretty shortly. It just has to jump from Uranus to Earth. And then unload that. At least we're not unloading on Uranus. It could be worse. Anyway, once they get here, our Gallacite problems will be gone. Ooh, Patupi, the new star system. We're looking at, interesting, an atmosphere that is just water. Nothing else. Literally nothing else. Just water. That's because it's got liquid water and no atmosphere, so the tiny bit of water vapor is counting as the atmosphere. Amusing. 11 planets, 75 moons. Interesting place. Okay. And we will let that tick forward just long enough to be able to get the Gallacite in, because I really need that Gallacite. Come, please deliver the Gallacite. Here we go. Oh, actually, there is a slight delay as we unload the many, many thousands of tons of Gallacite. That's actually going to take some time, but it should be done by the next construction tick. There we go. Done. And then you've joined up with the other group. Perfect. I'm going to have you run financial mines from Earth, because Earth's actually got a problem with worker shortage right now. So we're going to load more financial centers. Did I say financial centers? I should have said financial centers. I might have said something else. And we'll take them to Mars, unload, Earth, load, financial center, Luna, unload, Earth, refuel. So that's 2 times 20. So that's 40. Honestly, we probably want to do this to all of our financial centers. So I guess we'll do this 10 times, so repeat that 9 more times. It won't take you too long. I would like to keep replacing the engines on our old craft, but I know we just got a load of Gallacite. I want to make sure that is enough Gallacite, so I'm going to just hold off for now. Meanwhile, everything seems to be holding. We're obviously making a whole load of these engines. That's costing us a whole load of Gallacite. But still feel it's kind of valid. Yeah, that all should be good. So, one of the things I want to do today is to focus on another of the motions. Let me go bring that up. This is another motion that obviously got passed by popular vote, by the party that got voted in, and it is the Planetary Defense Act. This motion mandates at least 1 unit of STOs, surface to orbit, not space to orbit, weaponry must be deployed at each inhabited world to defend Earth and her colonies against attack. Easy. We need to have at least 1 unit of STOs. Depends what you call a unit, but whatever. We need some form of STOs to be able to defend against attack on each of our colonies. Unfortunately, that means that every colony needs an STO, and that's going to make it kind of annoying if we want to expand a lot, but provided we keep the numbers low enough, it's just a matter of micro, and we could do with more STOs. We haven't made any in ages. We made a tiny bit in terms of like the very first army we set up, but that was kind of like a placeholder filler army. It wasn't really like a long-term plan. So yes, getting ourselves some STOs is definitely a good idea here, and it's quite easily done. Because if we bring up our unit class design, I think we've got rid of the old STOs we built. Okay. We would go static, service to orbit weaponry with heavy static armor, because all that does is affect cost. It doesn't affect size. This is infantry only, so no, we don't want any of this. And then we can give it a weapon, and we can get to choose here. Now, you can, in theory, put a turret in an STO, so we could be, like, quad laser. Why not? And obviously, no, it increases the size quite a lot. The armor doesn't really do anything on the turret, so the hits to kill, etc., as far as I'm aware, doesn't really change anything. Like, you'll see the hit points there have not gone up. What it does is it takes the weapon system and so on and places that. Now, the one thing that I got told is that tracking speed remains the same, but I don't think it does. Now, if you look at this, it's using our racial tracking speed of 5,000. Okay. If we select the Gauss Can turret, you'll see that the tracking speed is still 5,000, despite the fact that this turret has been set up to be a tracking speed of 20. It overrides it. Now, I was told this wasn't the case, and I was kind of hoping that we could make, like, fast tracking turrets, and unfortunately it does seem to still be the case. It overrides it. Now, you can click up here, point defense weapon. However, in the current version of the game, it's bugged, or at least it was bugged. Oh no, it's bugged in a very weird way. Okay, so point defense weapon. When you click this, what it's meant to do is it's meant to max your tracking speed, so make it 4 times, at the cost of being a quarter range. And if you click this, notice that it has quartered our range, but the tracking speed stays the same. So effectively, it hasn't done the point defense. However, if you look at like the quad Gauss cannon turret that we have that has 20k tracking speed, it's limiting it to our racial, but when we click this, it is increasing the tracking speed to 20k. Oh, this is so weird. I'm pretty sure this is all bugs. I was told it was bugs. Maybe it's working as intended and the dev just has a very strange idea of what is usable, which we know. Okay, in which case this actually functions as a point defense. I mean, it's a pretty hefty unit and the cost is pretty high. But this is actually decent. Quad Gauss cannon, fires 16 shots, tracking speed 20. So this will be able to defend against missile attack on our colonies. The other one we might want to do is, funnily enough, I think we can put spinal weapons in ground units. And I'm debating whether like that's fair or not. Also, damage 28 over 4. What does that mean? What does over 4 mean? What the hell do you mean by that? Because I know that Gauss Cannon, 1 over 1. Well, you fire actually 4 shots and each one does 1 damage. Okay, so 4 shots, rate of fire 5. What's 1 over 1? No idea. What's 4 over 1? Okay, I guess that's to do with the quad nature of it. 4 that are doing 1 damage, maybe. But then this doesn't make sense, because it's not 26 that are doing 4 damage. It's not even 4 that are doing 26 damage. I don't know what this is. Either way, we do know what a spinal weapon is. And our spinal weapon is a 26 damage thing that fires every 30 seconds. It's decent. The question is whether we want to use that as our, like, ground weapon, or do we want to go for something like, you know, our 10 damage every 10? Obviously, we don't want point defense on for these, because that reduces our range massively, and we don't really want that. I would have liked to wait until we had lances, because lances don't lose damage over range. But particle lance is down here in our list, and it's after the advanced spinal mount, which is just under a year away. Okay. I don't think I'm going to use spinal mounts for our ground-based weaponry on the basis of it feels a little bit like you're not meant to do that. On the other hand, you could just argue that, hey, it's just a bigger ground-based weapon, like you dig it into the bedrock. In theory, the spinal mount you put on a ship could easily be fit on a planet. Easily. Because, you know, a ship, you've got the limitation of the size of the ship. On a planet, you just dig deeper. So I'm kind of okay with putting the spinal mounts on it, actually thinking about it. I know it's probably not meant to be designed to do it that way. This is probably just a bug. Like, you're not meant to be able to select spinals or something. I'm totally cool with it. So we could just wait until we get the spinal mount. That might be a good idea. And then, like, January next year, when we have the advanced spinal mount, we can make, like, some super powerful, you know, uber shots. And I think every time you fire, the enemy have a chance to detect you. So by firing less often but with more power, we might be better off. Yeah, that seems sensible. So we're going to be doing that, but that'll be next year. Sorry for bringing it up now. The Jagnets are doing their thing. We'll go forwards in time. What else have we got to do? We've got to do the stealth ship, but we're working on the tech for that. The Mining Colony Act, well, we're setting that up now. We need to take mines and stuff there, but that involves transport ships. And we're doing the economic subsidy bill anyway, so that's kind of done. Oh, hello. What? The system of master has like 6 jump points. That's a lot. I've seen more. I have seen 13 because it is random. 13 jump points was very annoying on the map, I'll tell you that. But we now know that there is probably just a listening post here on Comet 2. So we're going to add a waypoint, named waypoint. And I'm just going to put down as Ghost DST. That way, if we ever need to actually fight or go into the system with a view about like, okay, what's happening with the ghosts, we know that there's like a place there that we can attack or something. What else do we need? The Holmium is unable to carry out standing orders. Oh, well, in which case, where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cardinal Joe? Okay, you came from Solarius, which is only 50% mineral surveyed. Out of interest, if we went back here... Yeah, that's the 3-year one. We won't actually explore any of the ones off of Master just yet. I am actually going to go back, and we're going to explore this other jump point in Solarius. We're going to branch out rather than just going down a line. We're actually going to start like exploring every branch. Because we're getting to the stage where a lot of these will be returns that will go to other colonies and like pop up, you know, unexplored jump points. So we should definitely like check for those. Okay, the new system of Ninja with an unknown wreck that's 36,000 tons. Okay. It's got a vaguely livable planet. And it's an unknown wreck. You know what? We will actually send some ships to go grab that. It's on the jump gate route. Right. Where are you? Wolfgang. Auto route over to Ninja. I'm not trying to be super like, I'm being edgy. So edgy. The Metal Gear. It's just, you know, my throat's a bit meh. Rex. And then we will salvage. And then we'll just come straight back to Sol. Now, it's going to be a fairly long journey, but honestly, you're not doing anything else by just sitting in Sol, so you might as well give it a go. And then we will send message. Salvage. Done. Please drop off. Or drop off, not dorp off. Because, you know, I can spell. I'm actually getting, like, ships starting to be finished now. Although that Mighty Trick does need to have itself upgraded to the A1. Ah, we just built a whole load of tankers. This is going great. Stuff's getting built that's been so close to being built for so long. Like, legit. A lot of this stuff has been just 80, 90% done. This is the shortest this list has been in a decade. Well, maybe not a decade. Maybe, like, at least 5 years. Mighty Trick. Do you want to do me a favor and do a refit on the Mighty Trick to the Mighty Trick A1? Good job. Professor. There's no professors around. Good. There's no fire fascists around. Good. What about Ice Lords? There's also no Ice Lords around. Also good. Okay. There's a lot of stuff we want to do. I think it might be fair to start doing some of the refitting from the old Jagnath class. There's only one, and I kind of want to save because we've got 10 slipways, and we have this fleet over. Where is it? Here. When they're done, they're 20. 10 of them are already upgraded. If we can upgrade the other 10, we're golden. And we have a fair few drives stockpiled, so we might have to speed that up. Okay, we've done thermal signature reduction. We're working on cloak sensor reduction. Nice. We completed construction of financial center. And yeah, the Jagnas have done their job. Okay, so let's check. You are, by the way, this unit of Jagnas also has the future planets. Remember that completely different type of freighter that we replaced with the Jagnath. The 10 of them, our very first ever freighters, are still there. They've been through 4 upgrades now. 1, 2, or 3 upgrades, 4 iterations. Okay, so the 88 through the 97. Refit. 97. Wants to do that like 86, and I'm like, if you select the 86, it's going to be a separate one from the rest of the group. We're going to have to manually toggle avoid it. Okay. This one that I said to do at the beginning, I'm actually going to delete task. Because I didn't have components selected. You notice that that's why it had like an extreme difference in production timing. There we go. All of them are going to be done by July. Because we have the engines ready. Which, you know, Galisite, it's a thing. Who could have thunk it? Actually, not as low as I thought. We got a shipment of 43,000. We've only used 4,000 of that. Right. We finished production of financial centers. I should probably color that differently because we have missed that a few times. Sometimes because the game just goes past it, but... Oh, pardon me. Right. Make that a lot more obvious. Done. That last 20%. What do I want to use that on? There are a few things I know I want to use, but at the same time... You know what? Let's actually put this onto construction factories. Just invest more in the construction factories temporarily. That'll just help everything along. And with that, we'll continue forwards. Okay, that unknown class is some sort of civilian thing, because we've got the Versen civilian drive. It's 625. I assume that's the EP. It just says P, but... Okay, fair enough. No idea what's in that. Probably not great, but whatever. Okay, we just researched the Ordnance Transfer Hub, and a load of Jagnavs just got upgraded. Absolutely fantastic. Love it. Right. In which case, you can be renamed. You are now Mark 3. That leaves still a few that need to be upgraded. You'll be done 260 days of your current job. You'll be done in like 4.5 days. Although you will need to come home after that. So, refuel. Alright, 8 days. Sure. In which case, let's give you a job. Now, again, we have a mining act that requires us to set up colonies to do mining. We've already sent out the infrastructure. We now need to send out the mines, which, you know, kind of obvious. Let's grab mines from Earth and then auto route through to Neltab, which we've already started settling. Okay. And I'm just going to set this up. It's going to take a while to set this up, so I'll be back in a sec. Okay, that is going to take us a fair while, almost 2 years, but it will take 20 mines to each of the colonies. Now, I'm actually going to create a template out of this, and we're going to call this Mining Colony Act 5 Mine Run. And I want to kind of send 100 mines to each. So this will send 20 to each. What we'll do is we'll repeat this another 2 times. So that'll send 60 to each. And then we'll get someone else to do the rest. Because obviously this is going to take a long time to do. Okay. We also probably want Earth to make more mines. They are currently. How many more? Yeah, it should be okay, but I would kind of want to increase that. So we'll take... We've got the corundium. We'll take 10% off of the construction. We'll put that onto mines instead. And then I'm actually going to just add another 500 mines. Don't need to be done super soon, but they do need to be done. Agent A2 is now completely habitable. So we should probably send the terraformer to somewhere else. Do we want to send it to Agent A3? Yeah, you know what? It will take a little while, but it won't take overly long because terraform rate versus Earth 3.3. We do need to get rid of a lot of carbon dioxide to bring that temperature down. 11 atmospheres, and also the sulfur dioxide. Basically, all of that needs to go. But the mining is probably worth it, considering it's in a system that we're already going for and it's close to Sol. So, yeah. Let's get someone on the case. This doesn't need to be a huge tug. So we'll probably just send over, like, the Alistair. Because you are available. Okay. Let's route you over to Agent. Grab the Grenfield Light. We will track down any ship in fleet. Move to Agent A1. Release track to ship. And then back to Sol. Earth. Refuel. Also, now might be a good time to check that I did pull the squid out. Yeah, we've got a couple of squids down here that are in the tug group. If we need to do any fuel runs, they can do the fuel runs. Right, Agent A1. Easy choice of what to do with the environment here. We would like carbon dioxide to be 0. Done. Yeah, that'll take a while, but whatever. Meanwhile, we are working on alleyways of 80 terraformers over here. You're just having to very slowly add, because the terraform rate is in 1.5, add water vapor. Although you're getting damn close, actually. Yeah, we should send someone over to move you. And then where's our much bigger one? Sleepy Zoe, right? We're bringing the oxygen down because the oxygen's too high here. But that should be fine as soon as the oxygen gets down to that level. Obviously, this is going to take a little while because the terraform rate versus Earth is 0.6. But we're going to send someone over to Alleywiz to deal with that. Who is going to be that? It's going to be you. Auto route over to Alleywiz. And the Grenfield Light, move to location, and track to any ship in fleet. We won't move it until it's done, but it will be there ready. Okay. Alright, the Jagnath E group have also finished their job, so that's 52 through 61. How many engines do we have stockpiled now? 12. Is that the right one? Yeah, 12. That's not going to be enough to upgrade everyone. Oh well, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Yep, October, 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 April. It's a huge difference that makes. You know, we're talking, what, like a 7-month-ish difference? Yeah. Admittedly, it's because we're only building the engine and we're only changing the engine, really. Oh, no, we're actually changing the armor, I think, as well. Yeah. Oh, anyway. That's good. How are colony ships doing? Yeah, you're going to be a while longer. I think we're actually going to remove that to when you get back to Earth, we can give you an upgrade. And you are kind of doing similar, so I think, again, we'll remove until you next get back to Earth. There we go. That way we can give these colony ships the proper upgrade they need to go twice the speed. Ooh, we have a new shipping line. Duncan Shipping and Trade. Very tasty. Please don't take infrastructure to a place that shall not be named. Subject Delta. That would make me sad. Okay, let's see if these missile launchers that we got from the precursors have anything useful on them. Reload rate 5. Okay, let's go with disassemble all. Thank you. And see if their Gauss turret has anything. Oh, the Gauss Cannon has a velocity and a fire rate of 5. And the thermal sensors sensitivity 11. And a lot of reload rate 5. Oh, we actually completed research into missile launcher reload rate 4 from the precursor tech. And then continue to get more. Sweet. I love it. Absolutely love it. We'll disassemble this fire control at least to check, but I'm pretty sure... No! That is a range increase, yeah. Sweet. I didn't think that was going to be a range increase. This active search sensor is a bit weird. No, but we did get a load of beam fire control tech from that. We'll also then take apart this civilian drive. I doubt we'll get anything. 4,000 research points into magnetic confinement fusion drive tech. What? One of the alien races has a civilian drive that is 4,000 research points worth of magnetic confinement. Holy hell. Damn. And I was deliberately holding our tech level back a little bit to give them a chance. And their civilians are running around with magnetic confinement fusion drives. I did think that number, 625, I was like, that's a little bit high for a civilian drive. Holy cow. I'm tempted. If this wasn't an interactive thing where war has to be declared and voted for, etc., I would be tempted to go to war just to be able to research their tech from the ruins. Like, damn. That's really good. We should keep an eye out for any more, bits and pieces we spot. Did we discover who this belongs to? Like, any civilian craft or anything? I don't think we discovered that. No, it's just an unknown wreck. I wish we knew who had that kind of engine tech. My guess is the Jazza Protectorate. The Grosvenor Protectorate, whatever. I keep calling them the Jazzas. It's stuck. But damn. That's really good. Okay, and we have Sapphire Ebony A group now ready to do their upgrades. It's worth noting here that the Grosvenor Protectorate are trying to do diplomatic relations again from the Lewis system. It's been a while since they've tried that. The ruined city on Dracon A1 has been fully surveyed. The alien race which inhabited the planet has been identified as the Teramo, and the language of symbology have been translated. 122 abandoned installations have been identified, which we can get back. Sweet. Importantly, I want to know, what tech level were they? Tech level 1. Ah, damn it. Really high tech levels, you can get some really cool stuff, but... Okay, we've just unlocked the Advanced Spinal Mount, which is great, because that means we can use that in an STO. Now, the only thing I'm like, oh, wait. We wait just 21 days longer. We'll also fire rate 5 for Gauss cannons, which, that's nice. That's an extra 25% shots. I would like that. Please, can we have this? We'll also probably want to take 2 away from you, put that on the infantry genetic advancement. Sure. Okay, so Gauss Cannon. We'll wait till we get Gauss Cannon fire rate, because that'll be a pretty nice increase in fire rate. In fact, we might even want to make a mod on our ships to incorporate that. Okay, a few things have happened. Main facilities production is done. And the Professor has been built. Well, we'll need to mod the Professor. Make sure it's the latest version. And then we'll need to go to our industry. 10% production that we can reallocate. I think we're going to allocate this to drives now, in the hope that our Galisite will hold out long enough. Galisite's down to 15k. Ooh. Ooh. Y'all going through that pretty quick. Very well. And there we go. Gauss Cannon fire rate 5. Thank you very much. Everything else is good. In which case, let's build ourselves some STOs, because that is required by mandate, and also it's a good idea. That's as simple as that. I'm actually going to open up the ship dialogue, because our escort destroyer could do with an upgrade to its Gauss cannons. Because, quite honestly, an extra 25% shots of point defense is going to carry a long way. The only reason that I wouldn't do this is because we're going to do potentially a fire control speed upgrade, but that's quite a way off. Admittedly, you know, we've nicked a load of research labs from that, so that's not as far off as it looks, but it's not coming next year or two, even when we reallocate the research labs back. So these Gauss cannons we're going to be replacing. So let's go find our Gauss cannon tech and obsolete you, design tech, and it's going to be a new class of Gauss cannon. Gauss. Here we go. Yeah, pretty standard. We're going to shorten this to Gauss Cannon 5 shots every 5 seconds, with a range of 20k and a mass of 300 tons. With a company name of Borealis Precision Arms. Borealis is doing pretty well out of this. Anything we need to add to that? No, that seems like it's standard. Okay, we'll instant that out. We'll go to our turret design. Quad. Tracking speed up the max. And then do we want to add the 1 armor or not? Now, this doesn't actually matter for our ground unit, but for our non-ground unit, this will make a difference. So, yeah, I think we'll go with 1 armor, just to bring it up to 12. The difference in terms of weight is 40 tons. And that will add up. You know what? I think we're actually going to go 0 armor, because I'm probably going to go 0 armor on the STO version anyway, because armor doesn't make a difference to our, surface to orbit weaponry, because they don't use any of these stats other than the tracking speed if we set it right. So this is quad Gauss, and then it's 20 shots. We need to put in the tracking speed of 20k there. Mass goes up to 1.58 kilotons. And still by Borealis. I don't think there's anything else we need to change there. The HTK is standard, so we're just going to instant you. And we're done. Like, we don't need to change anything else. Oh, we did get advanced spinal mount, so we should actually probably touch on that real quick. So if we go all the way to advanced spinal mount, and then, yeah, we need the max capacity recharge rate. Every 40 seconds, we're throwing a 37 damage beam. You remember ages ago when we got shot at by STOs doing 37 damage? This must be what they were. Or at least, 35 centimeter focal length. Because this is kind of mimicking that. Actually, 37.5. Ooh. Right. We're gonna whack this out as advanced spinal. And then, yeah, we need to completely replace the name because lasers. But UV laser with a C5 37/40 Like this thing packs a punch. Range of 1.85 million. We're never going to get a tracking range of that far. Fire control range of that far. But whatever. And then the mass of 600 tons. And who is going to be making this? It is Borealis Dracos. Borealis are really getting a good turn of events now. And we will instant that as well. Okay. Well, let's refresh our tech. We are going to copy the class. We're going to rename this class. Again, this isn't really worthy of putting down. Well, the Gauss cannons might not be a huge build amount. How much are the Gauss cannons cost? Oh, this might not be a simple refit. Might need to retool for this. Because it's 3 of these, each one of which is almost 300 build points. We're looking at about 850 build points. That's... We might just fit it in. I don't know. It's going to be tight. Either way, this isn't a major upgrade. It's a good upgrade, but I wouldn't call it like a major upgrade to the fabric. We're literally shipping out component for component. That said, we are going to have a little bit of space spare. I mean, like another... What was it? 40 tons? Which is going to be 120 tons. Yeah, this might end up being Professor 2. Okay. And we will trade out those 3 Gauss, these 3 Gauss. And yeah, we have 130 tons spare. I don't know what to do with that, quite honestly. Like, it's not enough to put armor in. Not by 105 tons. Although if we could get 105 tons, then maybe we'd consider that. We could put a bigger thermal sensor in. Not a bad idea on an anti-missile ship. We could potentially upgrade the actual beam weapons we have, because we currently have these 2 300-tonners. We could maybe upgrade one of them to a 400-tonner. Nah, I'm not a massive fan of that. The fusion reactors are fine as they are. This is a tough one. You know? Gonna just fill it with maintenance and fuel. Because, you know, that's always useful. We'll put in a standard maintenance storage. And standard fuel storage. Ah, we can't quite get it to 20,000. Okay, I guess it's going to be 1 ton short of 20,000 again, which is annoying. But it does have a little bit more range and a little bit more maintenance life. Now, the question is, can we build that at the same place? We're going to need to advance time a little bit. Is there anything else we need to do here? Oh, production of fuel refinery at Earth completed. I guess we have more unused construction. Great! I want to use it to produce engines, but I'm pretty sure our Gallacite reserve will just scream at me. You know what? Let's use it on mines. Maybe we'll stop short on that last bit of construction factory, because I am aware that that's using a lot of people in terms of a workforce, because you'll see that we've got 150 million working at construction factories. Yeah. Almost as much as our shipyard workers. That's part of the reason for our worker shortage. Okay, let's see if the professor can get an upgrade. Professor. Refit. No! Whoa, so close. Okay, we're going to need to retool. For Professor 2. And that will take us until April. Right. In which case, we'll go in here and we will mark the old professor as obsolete. And then, STOs. So, whipping out our ground force window. We are going to want static, heavy static armor, surface to orbit weaponry, and include ECCM. That does increase the cost and the tonnage by 50 tons. But sure. All right, let's chuck in the advanced spinal. The range is... I think that's saying maximum range we can get with our fire control stuff. So not the actual range of the weapon. Damage, great. Sure. Rate of fire. Yep, that's all correct. Okay, we will put this down as STO... advanced AS, because this is going to need to be much shorter to fit in here. AS FUVL, so we know it's an advanced spinal far ultraviolet laser. And then the 3740 is important. The range isn't really. Well, the range is kind of. Range 320k. And do we need to know mass? Again, not really. It's a troop thing. That's kind of okay. And then we should probably give them, like, names or something. So we'll call this Molnir. I can type. I'm putting the name afterwards deliberately here. Because of STOs, I feel it's much more important to, like, at a glance be saying, oh, right, I recognize what this is going to do. And we want it to avoid combat, obviously, because it's not going to be fighting in combat. It's going to be shooting at ships, and that is Goodwill Instant that. Then we're going to grab the quad gauze. Point defense. Might as well include the ECM. And then this is going to be... quad GC 20/5 range 20k with a TS of 20k as well. I guess we should have put the tracking speed in the other one, but eh. And then to give it a nickname, what's like a mythological weapon that's just like a lot of attacks or something? Mythological weapon list. I'm saving like Gungnir for when we get particle lances. Pridwen, the shield of King Arthur. It could also be used as a boat. It's a shield. This is kind of acting like a shield. Yeah, we'll call this the Pridwen. And we will instant that as well. Now, the tonnage on that's pretty high. But we've got use for it. So, formation template. I think we're going to have to play around with this. So, I'm going to hit new, and I'm just going to call it STO temp for now. Because we're going to need to rename it, and then STO T. Because we don't know how big this is going to be. It doesn't need a commanding officer unit, because it doesn't fight in combat. That's as simple as that. Let's give it 1 quad to be getting on with, and 3 anti-ship batteries. Okay. We're getting to almost 5,000 weight. If we up this to 5, yeah, we're just over. Okay. 1 quad gauze, 4 advanced spinal lasers. Seems reasonable. Obviously, we could go for a smaller laser in there if we wanted, but at the end of the day, I don't really see a worry about being like, why don't we just hit them really hard? The quad gauze is huge. I don't think we can add any more. This seems reasonable. Now, the one issue here is this cost. Look at the cost. That's ridiculous. Like, assault armies and stuff, even with lots of tanks, you're looking at 900. This is half the size, and you're looking at, what, like 5 times the cost. It's crazy. And that's because the build rates and the cost of infantry versus ships is kind of completely different. And this is using a ship weapon. Plus, and here's the really annoying part, when you're building like ship weapons, you can kind of pre-build them with industry, or you can build them in your shipping ports that are faster than your ground construction. You know, much faster, like 3 times as fast at least. Also, you can't do that with ground construction. You can be like, right, I can't queue all my ground things to make one thing. I have to have each one working on their own unit. So we could say, hey, you know, how many ground unit construction things? 10 facilities. We can be like, hey, 10 facilities, build 10 of these. And they will, and it will just take a long time. But in a long time, we will suddenly have 10. It would be better if we could do what we do with industry, where we build them with industry, and then we put the component in the ship, and the ship's like, oh, I've got the component ready, it doesn't take me as long. You can't do that. So, I am going to take some liberties here, because this is a silly system. I really dislike how long it takes to build your STOs. I am going to build the weapons with industry, and then I'm going to never use them, and then I'm going to spawn in the STOs. Effectively, I will build them with industry and then pretend that I used the industry-built weapons to make the STO. Because there's no reason that this should be like this. Obviously, I could play around if I wanted with the database and increase our build rate, but that would then mean we're building normal companies way too fast. This is the easiest way to do it, and it's also the realistic way. We know we can build lasers for spaceships. Why can't we build the lasers that go in the ground batteries? So we're going to pop over to our components. Advanced spinal, 4 of them go in each unit. Say we're going to build 10 units. I mean, we probably need to build more than 10. But for now, let's say we're going to build 10 units. So we want to build 40 of them and 10 quad cores. So we would like to build 40 of them. And then we'll go find our quad cores. 10 of them. Okay, and we will then reduce our construction on a lot of other stuff. Up Q. Oh, up Q. Up Q. Right, and how long is it going to take? The spinal could do with a bit of a buff, so we will. Spinal will be done July. Quad cores will be done July. Okay. July this year, we will have all the guns, which is the main part of the STO. Now, obviously, the STO does provide a few other things, like it's providing an ECM, and it's providing a reactor, admittedly a tiny reactor. It's providing a tracking thingamabob. That's all done in the STO. This is as close as we can kind of get while doing it reasonably. And then, once we build them, we'll start shipping them out. Now, each one is 5,000, so we're actually going to rename the unit. We are going to call you... what would this be? Orbital Defense. And it's not a company. It's smaller than the company, bigger than a unit. Because the unit is 250, company's 10,000. Platoon is probably 1,000, so what would 5,000 be? We could just call it a company and be like, this is a smaller company. But I don't want to. We can use company small, because technically the last 2 letters don't need to be company, unit, etc. We already have the first letter is kind of enough, because you've got S for squad, P for platoon, U for unit, C for company, B for battalion, R for regiment, A for army, and then I guess army group would probably be G for group. So yeah, the second letter doesn't need to follow on. The first letter is enough to differentiate, so we can use S for small. This is a company, small, and then we'll name it Orbital Defense Company small. We'll just put a -S at the end. I've done it the wrong way around, haven't I? I always do that. It's amusing how often I do this. We'll actually just go through. I'm going to copy that. Rename temp. That's company small. There we go. I don't know why. I can't get out of the habit. We could pad this with some like infantry or something if we wanted. We won't. Just because I am going to be spawning them in, and I feel I would be getting something for 3 in that case. I mean, the infantry is pretty cheap, but we're also going to be upgrading our infantry soon. We might think about that. When's our infantry update due? August. Yeah, that's fair. Maybe we will give them a few infantry, just because it's also more realistic for them to have a few infantry sitting around. Again, we're only getting a minor benefit from this. Speaking of which, we might as well actually just make these Gauss cans for the professors while we're at it. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 times 3, 15. Got an extra 15. Why not? And you know what? Let's actually add an extra 10 on as well. So we'll be building twice as many units as we were planning before. So an extra 25. So that's going to go from 8 to 33. And then advanced spinal will go from 40 to 80. So we need another 40 more. 30, 40, 70. Right, that's looking a lot better. Okay, we've discovered a new connection to the known system of Commandi. That's horrific. I hate it. Oh god. Okay, well, I guess we'll move Unspeakabler. Oh, that's the worst. This is what happens when you explore. You regret everything. The other choice is obviously we can move Commandi over here, but that still means we'll have a very long line just crossing everything. It's not like we've got, you know, none of them already. just, oh god. The worst. Let's look at Bright, by the way. Are you worthy of, like, maybe having a pop over? Nah. I'm not seeing anything overly interesting there. Because, you know, it's right next to Subject Delta, Slaying Hurdle. Like, it's a pretty quick jaunt. Worth considering, at least. Our diplomatic rating with the Grosvenors is going up dramatically. Like, we've been talking loads. They like the idea of liking us. Okay, we've retooled for the Processor 2 class. We won't actually retrofit right now. We've only actually built 4 of the Gauss cannons, and we want to build 15 before we do the retrofitting. But the retooling is done. We also have... Where is it? The Pride of Elysium, the Heart of Iron, built to Earth and assigned to Battle Fleet. Yes, it is done. Our beautiful, ridiculous battleship is now ready. Where was it? It was under heavy carrier, right? It's a beast. It's a beast that still works because it was built post the shield upgrade. Yep. The lasers were new, but obviously slightly surpassed for the new advanced spinal. But again, that's fine. Overall, reasonable. We should also tell it to be full of Wakazashis for its bombers. So there you go. Speaking of which, we need to produce Wakasashi at a much higher rate. However, I don't think building any ordnance factories is a good idea because, again, Earth is way overbooked right now. Definitely needs to be a little bit more loved. But that is all looking pretty tasty. Now, Commandi, Selenium. Let's go and have a poke through to Darshuma. Because there is a jump point there that we haven't explored. And Xenon in Bright. go through the jump gate. Jump gate 3, because I'm pretty sure that the rhodium is going through jump gate 1. Yeah. Okay. Do some exploring. That seems good to me. We will, however, be calling it here for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. This is maybe a longish episode. I don't know how much I'm going to cut. But we have our STOs being built and on the way. Those are going to be pretty decent. Like the very first ones we built, we kind of built them just to kind of build them. Like there was no real use to them. Maybe if someone really crap had turned up. But these ones will be able to do a punch. Now, obviously, if they get shot at, they will start to die. All it does is, take one hit to take out an STO. So there is definitely an argument for maybe making smaller, less powerful ones and just having more of them. But these ones will pack a wallop. And the quad gores will hopefully be able to do some damage in terms of if they fire missiles at us. I will just say, I don't know anything more about it, but when I popped through the database recently to have a fix of a few issues, I did notice that there was radiation on a planet. I don't know what planet. I don't know who owned the planet. But radiation means someone has bombarded it with missiles. So at some point, missiles have been used versus a planet in this universe. I guess maybe we heard it from an ambassador who got drunk or something. Would be our in-universe, justification. But I did notice it when popping through the database to try and fix the issues we had an episode or so ago. I think that Gauss Cans are probably worthwhile. But until next time, I've been EnterElysium. Hopefully you enjoyed. Go check out the Discord for interactivity and do subscribe if you want to. You can do the subscribe. It might do something. But also leave a comment down below. It's always helpful and the algorithm loves it. So until next time, I've been EnterElysium and stay shiny.